Does anyone here like playing on controllers? If you clicked on this video, chances are that you do. Today we're going to talk about the Logitech F310, a cheap but very reliable and durable controller. TLDW, great controller, very responsive, and only started to show minor issues after 2 years of use. Versatile with game choices thanks to the input switch, which allows you to change between X input and direct input. The only real problem is the D-pad because it's not smooth. Want me to go into more detail? Stick around to know a bit more. I have to say this is a very well made controller. Here in the Philippines, the official online market account sells it for around 1,000 pesos or $20 US. Sale prices for it going down a few. Dualshock 4s come in around twice that amount, and an Xbox One controller for around the same price as a DS4, if not higher. So with pricing, you can immediately tell why this game stood out very well. Now on to the actual review. First off, the controller itself is made out of plastic with a matte blue finish on the front and matte black on the back, while the analog sticks are covered in rubber-like material. It's roughly the same width and height of a PlayStation controller, and when holding it with my hands I can grip properly and the layout is very familiar. It is a wired controller via USB but with no vibration or rumble. There is a wireless variant with a rumble, but neither of these controllers have gyro support. The main difference between most other controllers and this is the input mode switch, which allows it to change between X input and direct input. More on this later. The controller is very durable since I've dropped this on hard concrete more than once now and it still works. One of the main issues I have currently, and that's after 2 years of use, is the left thumbstick or L3 not clicking down properly. It works, but sometimes you can't tell because it doesn't click most of the time. This is especially true when you're trying to run with the left stick in most games. The other major issue I have with this is the D-pad. The edges of the cross shape isn't smooth out, so if you like pressing on the edge of it, it will start to hurt your thumb and it will get sore. This is a really annoying thing for fighting games since long lab and play sessions start to hurt your left thumb. One last thing. The way the D-pad is designed, it doesn't allow you to press more than 2 buttons at once. Why would I bring this up? Well, DJ Max respect. For miscellaneous issues, my right stick does have some very minor snapback, but I only found out now since I don't really notice it at all and only when I went to test snapback. If you're also using the official profiler, sometimes it randomly disconnects, for a lack of a better term, though this can be usually fixed by keeping the profiler open or quickly L-tabbing to it so it reconnects again. Finally, if your game just doesn't register it at all, I find launching it through Steam by adding it as a non-Steam game also works. Now for the main feature of this controller, the input switch. Basically what this does is it allows you to change between X input for newer games and direct input for older games. Some games like Risk of Rain, Fairy Fencer F, or emulation like Citra and Dolphin only support one or the other. Apex Legends, Classic Risk of Rain, Stardew Valley, and Dolphin supports only X input, while Fairy Fencer F or Citra only support D input, for example. This would be appealing to those who play with a lot of emulators or retro games since it cuts down on having to install special software so it attacks your controller. I've tested this controller on Dolphin, Citra, PCSX2, PPSS-PP, and My Boy and it works perfectly. I've also played Sora, Acceleration of Suguri 2, Rabbi Ribby, Celeste, Risk of Rain 1 and 2, CSGO, Apex Legends, Tekken 7, and Blade Blue, CPEX, to name a few old and some new games. So in conclusion, the Logitech F310 is a solid choice for cheap but very good PC controller gaming. It also gives you the option to change between X input and direct input in case a game supports one or the other, but most importantly, it feels like a very high quality controller. That's all to the video. Thank you for watching my review and sticking around until this point. I did tease a tech review on my Minecraft video, but I'm still figuring out how to write it down and finish it, and I'm considering on redoing everything anyway, so it'll take much more time. It's a video about the setup I have back at home, which is an almost 10-year-old motherboard and CPU, and I think the GPU as well, so look forward to that. Anyway, that's really all. Please leave a comment on how horrible this video is, and I'll reply to whatever you say with an entire paragraph. Once again, thank you for watching.